I have been a veteran and a fan of Destiny since its release in 2014. No, that can't be. Oh no. I'm old. And in that time, I have been able to see power creep firsthand, but never has it been so blatant than it is with this Iron Banner Scout. And I'm willing to bet while you were looking over Saladin's offerings of loot, the Guiding Sight was likely not a weapon that you had set your sights on. Kill me. And understandably so. Scouts, of course, have notoriously been a niche weapon choice in the sandbox for both PvP and PvE. But one day, out of a mix of curiosity and a bit of boredom, I decided to take a particular role of this weapon for a spin when suddenly, did that just 2 head and 1 body? And so began my spiral into this weird and wonderful scout that power crept what used to be an exotic perk from just 2 years ago. 150 scouts are a strangely ignored archetype. Despite their poor handling, they boast an incredibly fast time to kill of just 0.8 seconds inside of PvP. And for perspective, 140 hand cannons sit at a TTK of 0.87 and a 120 hand cannon sit at a flat 1 second. They also hit from much further distances than even the rangiest of hand cannons like the Signius Hammer. So already out the gate, we have a faster TTK with much more range than any of the current popular choices. So what's the catch? 150 scouts must hit all heads in order to secure their kills. This absolutely kills their competitiveness for most players, as that nearly effective infinite range doesn't mean a lot in most maps if your precision requirement is that strict. Enter Gutshot Straight, a recently buffed perk that increases your body shot damage while aimed down the sights. For the Guiding Sight, this brings its 41 damage body shot to 49 damage a body shot. And if you know how much health a Guardian has by default, that 49 damage should make some part of your brain vibrate aggressively, just like your finger over that subscribe button. The average resilience of most players sits between 4 to 8, with Titans often resting around, let's say, 9 to 10. This translates to anywhere between 192 to 201 total health. So, how many body shots does it take the Guiding Sight to kill with Gutshot Straight? 4. It's 4. This damage will work all the way up until tier 9 resilience. So that means that for the slight drop in aim assist, we can make our 70-meter ranged scout rifle kill with a faster TTK than even the ever-popular Igneous Hammer's TTK. Are you starting to get why I made this video? But the Guiding Sight has a very unique perk roll compared to nearly every other primary weapon in the game. Normally, damage perks only roll in one column. The Guiding Sight can roll 2, and while this isn't necessarily unique, on a weapon that's so obtainable, this is pretty good. Gutshot Straight can roll in column 1 and any of these fine fellows in column 2. For me, I was interested in one particular perk, the Precision Instrument perk. Where Gutshot increases body shot damage, Precision Instrument increases headshot damage. This means that we have quite literally made every single shot fired out of the end of this weapon have some form of damage increase. But bonus damage by themselves doesn't mean anything to us if we can't do something with it. Well, for PvP, the combination of these two perks bolstered this weapon's damage enough to bring it in line with the same damage profile of that ever popular 120 hand cannon, meaning you are free to land one body shot in your mix of your 3-tap and you won't be punished with a reduced TTK. Have you figured out what exotic this legendary scout is cosplaying as yet? In target-rich environments, the Precision Instrument perk will still do some extremely heavy lifting for you as well. At max stacks, this will increase your weapon's damage by a staggering 25%, the same as kill clip, bringing it up to 88 damage a headshot, which is just one empowering rift away from a 2-tap. But the last seemingly insignificant change to this weapon places the last metaphorical nail in the coffin for this weapon being the clever off-meta player's master key. Previous versions of the weapon saw this weapon deal kinetic damage, and while particularly in PvE, that has its advantages, the Guiding Sight being a strand weapon opens a Pandora's box of lethality not even I was really prepared for. Strand fragments are uniquely tailored to crave weapon interactions, whether it's Thread of Rebirth to have Strand Weapon kills pop threadlings out, Thread of Propagation granting your Strand Weapons unraveling rounds, Thread of Isolation which grants rapid precision hits a severing effect, or simply the artifact mod that grants your weapons unraveling rounds after you pick up an orb. Just this weapon simply existing within your hands will cause it to hoover up buffs. And because of this, as much as I have had a lot of fun with the double free damage buffing combo of both Gutshot and Precision Instrument, I feel like the best multi-purpose role for this weapon would be Gutshot and maybe something like Hatchling. If you're looking for a more good feeling weapon consistency, then try any of these perks with Precision Instrument. If you want more spam, try Demo and Adrenaline Junkie. It's right there for you. Ironically, I think the only perk I would probably actively avoid in this list is Kill Clip. While yes, it's just like a faster version of the Precision Instrument damage requirement after just one kill, the damage it provides doesn't do anything meaningful compared to what other damage bonuses can give to it. You only need a small buff to push this thing into the 2 headshot, 1 body shot territory, and Kill Clip is just sort of overkill, and for a harder to proc perk, I don't really think it's worth it. The Guiding Sight is a legendary version of the Jade Rabbit that has found itself in a pool of green tie-dye. With the combo of Gutshot Straight and Precision Instrument, you can make this weapon into the most consistent legendary scout on the market with an even faster TTK and damage profile of even your most meta of hand cannons. Because of its strand damage type, it is very easy to have this weapon collect up buffs brainlessly, which can serve you as a sort of one-size-fits-most for PvE, or just simply a powerhouse in PvP. It won't be everyone's first choice, but if you give it a chance with the right rolls, you might find yourself pleasantly surprised. Quick announcement before we wrap up, and yes, I'm absolutely artificially increasing my time so I can hit that sweet 8-minute mark. Listen, bills are crazy right now. I have medical bills, a car just broke down, it's nuts. Anyway, the Crucible Doctor and myself are going to be doing a sort of podcast-like stream that is much later on Tuesday than our normal time. Typically, we will do our streams Tuesday, 12 p.m. Pacific, Tuesday and Saturday, but because of Nomad being literally on the exact opposite side of the planet, a 12-hour difference, we are going to move that to where he can actually, be ambulatory and such. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff, and we hope that you can come by, because we're going to be interacting with the audience. But anyway, I stalled you guys for enough time. Thank you so much. Subscribe, or I will launder your money like a dry cleaner. Bless your faces, and deuces.